Hello everyone. Or should I say slaeyongs? That's right, the fandom name you've all been waiting for. I'm so glad we finally have a community so large it has a name, so we can all support each other and just have fun. As for today's video, it's time for you guys to become a little more familiar with the random person who has been making cringe content for your enjoyment for the past 2 years. By the way, I'm using an American voice for this video as opposed to my usual British voice because I'm American, not British. That ain't me girl, that's my intern, she just reads whatever script I give her.
Hey, I thought I was your secretary.
Girl shut up, I'm recording, we'll discuss your position later. She's so annoying, but anyways, on to the questions. What made you want to become a YouTuber? I had wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since I was 10 years old, but I didn't know what I wanted to do for it. I was super afraid of showing my face and stuff, so I knew I wanted to do commentary or reactions. But I never had the guts to do it because I was so young. Fast forward to the events of 2020, and I'm a bored, depressed teenager binge-watching funny K-tubers, and I'm like, bruh, I wanna do that. So I started uploading videos. My first few videos were very cringe, that's why they're private, but I still left some up just because I can. The next 2 questions are similar, both asking me how I got into K-pop and how it affects my life, so I'm going to give both a single answer. In 2015, I was minding my own business, being a classic Gen Z iPad kid. I was super into the show Steven Universe, so I watched YouTube videos about the show and the characters all the time. One video I watched mentioned that the creator of the show, Rebecca Sugar, was asked to describe the music taste of the main characters, and she said that the character Pearl, who was my favorite character, would most likely listen to Sunmi. So naturally I listened to Sunmi and listened to Full Moon and 24 Hours almost every day. Even though this is technically the first time I was introduced to K-pop, I don't consider this to be my K-pop awakening, because I was a dumb kid, and believe it or not, I thought Sunmi was Japanese.
Stupid.
It wasn't until early 2016 when my school friends introduced me to BTS and I became a fangirl faster than Teddy can kick Somi out of the studio. Being introduced to BTS was the real catalyst to me discovering Twice, Blackpink, NCT, and EXO, the groups I primarily stand in my early stages of being a true fan. As for how K-pop has affected my life, I'd say mostly positively, apart from being bullied at school and called a Koreaboo and a weeboo, among other things, as well as general embarrassment with the conduct of other fans and being ostracized by other black fans, but being welcomed by white and Asian fans. While I do feel happy having more diverse friends, it sucks being set apart by those who look like you. But as for the positive effects, K-pop helped me through mental health issues I struggled with at the time. Seeing stray kids talk about the struggles of being different and being a sad kid really made me feel better about my situation and strive for healing and progress. Seeing NCT talk about how cool and strong they were and hyping up themselves made me feel secondhand empowerment. I think it's cool how once you look past the impeccable fashion, cool choreography, and sick beats, K-pop lyrics have substance and meaning that applies to real life. Overall, I feel like K-pop has certainly made my life better. What are your top 10 groups and biases? Number 10 is Treasure with Asahi and Hyunsuk being tied for my bias. Number 9 is Red Velvet with my bias being Seulgi. Number 8 is Twice with my bias being Youngyeon. Number 7 is aespa with my bias being Giselle. Number 6 is Blackpink with my bias being Jisoo. Number 5 is ITZY with my bias being Chaeryeong. Number 4 is P1 Harmony with my bias being Seoul. Number 3 is TXT with Yeonjun and Bongyu being tied for my bias. Number 2 is Stray Kids with Felix and Changbin being tied for my bias. And number 1 is of course NCT, but half the group is my bias with the other half being my bias wreckers. So out of all of them, I'd have to say that Taeyong is my bias, closely followed by Shotaro and Yang Yang. As you can tell, I am very good at making decisions, and of course this isn't all the groups I stan, but we don't have enough time to list all of them, so on to the next question. How can you always stay slaying? To be honest, I think I was just born with it. I've always had a sassy, matter-of-fact attitude since I was a kid, so I'm pretty sure I was just meant to be yassified. What is your favorite school subject? My favorite school subject has to be social studies. I've loved learning about history, geography, and international politics and relations for as long as I've been alive. so I naturally get high marks in those types of classes in school as opposed to math, science, and even language arts. If you could be an animal, what would you be? I would be either a fox or an axolotl because a fox is my spirit animal and an axolotl is my favorite animal. Also, axolotls can swim and I can't, so I'd love to be able to swim and discover the depths of the ocean. What is your favorite NCT song and why? If we're talking about older songs, I'm stuck between Cherry Bomb and Fire Truck as they are the first NCT songs I had ever listened to. However, I'm gonna say I prefer Fire Truck because I like its instrumental more than Cherry Bomb. In terms of newer songs, I'd say it's a close tie between Universe, 90s Love, and Sticker. I love more experimental music, where Universe and Sticker pull through, but K-pop needs more New Jack Swing representation, which is why I love 90s Love as well. Overall, Fire Truck has to be my favorite song. How did you get into video editing? In 2019, my friend showed me some edits her friend made on Instagram and I fell in love. When I got home, I fell down the TikTok Velocity edit rabbit hole and decided I wanted to edit too. So around the same time I started my YouTube channel, I started editing. I originally started with a basic Sienna MP4 Charlie D'Amelio Stan editing style, but eventually discovered how to be original and evolved to the mix of glitchcore, Y2K, and MoGraph edits I make today. I have a playlist of all my cringe era edits on my channel, so if you want to know what my old style was like, you can check there.
When I'm not with you, when I went with you.